Welcome back! You made it back for video 2 for class 2. This is chapter 1, class 2, video 2, understanding the industry. This is beauty and fashion makeup basics, fundamentals. This area of makeup is super important because that's where your bread and butter is going to lie. Some of the really high-end stuff that you see in the movies or magazines takes a really long time to get to, but there's a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of career you can have before you get to that kind of primo spot where you're doing, you know, J-Lo's makeup or something like that. So don't just think doing the stars is the only way to make a living at makeup artistry. There's a whole bunch of different careers within. So let's talk about some of the things within understanding the industry that you need to know. What's really interesting to know about this business is that it changes so much. What might be hot to have rainbow colored one day, might be smoky the next, might be foxy eye the next, grunge the next. It changes. And as you get working the business long enough and hard enough, you'll even be able to predict some of the trends that are coming up just by simply doing. Because you know, you start doing a smoky eye so long and then you start getting tired of that, and then things might shift to color because people who are in this business work the trends, and you will work the trends as well. And with working the trends, you start to be able to predict what the next trend and even become your own trendsetter, what it might be looking like. I can warn you though, this is a very addicting business. So once you get started and once you get the bug, it is really hard to break that bug, because I haven't been able to do it and I'm in it all these years. There's been times I've taken where I thought, oh, I'm going to do something else for a while, because I mean, 35 years at one career is a long time. So warning, this can be addicting, just letting you know ahead of time. So in this second video, I do want to talk about your career goals, okay? Just keep in mind that you may not know yet until you get through some of the course what your goals are, but I do want this to be the focus of today's assignment-ish. More details on the assignment are in the book if you want to download that, but essentially speaking, we're going to be talking about makeup career goals and understanding where you might want to take this. So you're going to have to learn some rules, but the good news is once you learn a lot of these rules, you can start to break them, but you need a foundation of knowledge. And if you come in this whole process as like a know-it-all, that you know everything already, you're not going to learn much. So try to put down what you think you know to pick up some new techniques. You can always drop them. You can always break the rules later, because learning some fundamental structure is going to help guide you and put things into perspective on how you need to proceed day to day in your learning curve, because there's way more to learn than you probably think. It's not just a little bit like slapping on the face. There's a lot, everything from how to touch somebody to knowing your sanitation to understanding what look to put on somebody with their personality mixed in. These are all important fundamental things that you need to consider. So try to put down your ego if you can, and work with me on being open-minded and learning all of these new techniques that might be very different than what you've done before. So with all that I'm saying, what you're trying to figure out right now on this class is what is in and what is not in, and how you're going to go about finding out what's actually trending right now. And your next assignment is going to be figuring that out, because it changes all the time. But you need to know how to figure out what is trending in order to decide what looks you're going to develop, especially when it comes to fashion. So 2 things I want you to do. I want you to buy or download or look up 3 to 5 fashion magazines that are current. And I want you to write down a list of what you're noticing repetitive trends to be within the clothing, within the hair, within the makeup, looks overall. See if you can determine what that trend actually is. So that is the number one thing that you need to do, is just start sniffing around fashion magazines, fashion houses, anything to do with that online. I actually still like to buy fashion magazines because I like to flip the pages and I like to keep them around to look at for inspiration. We're digital now, so if you want to do digital, it's totally fine with me. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the main stores and you're going to take a notebook with you and you're going to write down what you're noticing for trends, and you're going to write them all down, and then you're going to do a little report on what those trends are looking like, and so that you can get a little bit more abreast as to what's current and not fall into what was hot 4 months ago, because it changes so doggone quick. You also obviously can go to TikTok, you can go to other social media avenues aside from just magazines, but some of the lead fashion magazines have a pretty good handle most of the time on what's coming up and what trends are coming. But do keep an eye on social media, because yeah, that's our world now. We didn't even have any of that when I started. So I still revert back to some of my old ways, but definitely social media helps. Make sure you're capturing those photographs and capturing those images and putting them into some kind of lookbook collage or digital kind of library so that you can reference them and know what's happening, and write the month that you did this research. And you want to make sure that you're doing that kind of research, I would say at least every month or two. Get a feel for what's happening, what's coming in, so you can keep on top of everything. Watching YouTube videos obviously is great too, but it's really time consuming. So depending on the amount of time that you have, that might be a consideration. The last thing I want you to do in this second video is I want you to get a handle on what you think your style is. So if you're a person that likes really ethereal looks, or if you like really bold, or if you like super, crazy grunge, or whatever you think your personal style is, try to write that out, think it through, and decide. I know for me, like, my style is usually glam with just a touch of an edge to it. I think that is my signature style. I like basically what I guess what I look like today. I like to look pretty, glam, and a little bit of an edge, so I might put a jewel here and there. I might do something a little boldy, might point my eyebrow out. I might just do something that gives it an edge. So think about your own signature style, and if you don't have one, heck, you can always get one. This is one of the great things about this business, is that you can create and transform yourself into absolutely anything you want. Through a haircut, through a new makeup look, through a change of clothes, easy peasy, you can change your look. And that's also the magic of what you're going to possess, the ability to transform other people.